Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Head of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland, off here to a 1 vs 1 on Vilshanka. The setting is 1944. The Russian war machine rolls ever onwards towards the German borders. In these, we got Torano fighting for the Soviet Union, socialism, Comrade Stalin taking on the role here of the 27th Tank Corps. And we got Angreifen fighting for Germany, Deutschland, the Oberkommando West in this case, or rolling out with the 1st Panzer Division here with fortifications, Spec Ops, and Overwatch with Triple Infantry versus Armoured Assault, Shock Rifle, and Guard Rifle for Torano. Triple Infantry is going for a double conscript start here, by the way. No sign of any Special Rifle Command, which is, a bit unusual since most Soviet players will versus the Oberkommando West, particularly go for Special Rifle Command. But clearly, Torano has other plans. It'll be interesting to see how those exactly work out. Angreifen sending out the swiftly for the fatherland, going for the CoH2 point and the fuel point nearby. Could be playing more aggressive with the Sturmpaniers, but in this case, he might of course be figuring that Torano is going for the Pylon Triple Scout Kabul, unless he does not want to extend his forces a bit there. So there might be something here to how Torano is playing, of course, here, possibly anticipating how his opponent's anticipating what he's thinking he's going to do. So there's certainly some mind games there already. 3rd conscript there for Torano. Almost got the centre victory. Point folks went for the south. Sturmpaniers keeping close to the centre as well in case they need support there or need support from the centre. In the south, you got Torano's conscript moving ahead there. Nice large group. Hey, would you like that? It's Petrov's squad. Shut up, Dimitri. We don't like Petrov's squad. 3rd unit moving up. They're going straight for the CoH party with double full squad. Angreifen goes right in hard here against Torano. Torano's conscript nearby, but they can't quite, I think, fight here. Though they do have light cav versus the none the full squad have. The more Johnny might be a bit undone. We can see already Torano's about to flank Angreifen there. Very good play, keeping one squad in the south. Up north, Indians being cut away here, but the Sturmpaniers still getting some focus in there. But there we go, into using the train here now to quickly gang up on the full conscripts with the other squad unable to help here. Really sharp move there, I think, by Angreifen. Quickly getting a lot of damage here. We got more conscripts arriving, but it's not, I think, enough here. Oh, we got early Molotovs up here. In this case, they almost wasted them there, but he was able to cancel it just in time. Conscripts there about to get wiped out if he's not careful, and there you go. One squad gone. Very close there, though. Very close. In this case, now the conscript should have the upper hand versus the full conscripts. That was really brutal and was actually nicely managed here by Torano versus Angreifen. That was very much looking like it was Angreifen's fight. Up far north, we got Sturmpaniers and Engineers. More conscript on the way there for Torano for the army. Engineers taking losses, and there you go, being forced out. And here another push by another full squad but for the cut-off point here. With just 2 conscripts left here, Torano stands no chance. Needs to retreat, reinforce, and counterattack. There we go. Rushing his troops forward, losing the northern victory point here to Angreifen and the German army. So we got 4 full squads versus 4 camp squad with 1 engineer Sturmpanier squad as well. Attempt at sandbagging here disrupted by Torano's counterattack. Up here we got troops bringing a battle down there. We got the push for here, getting him closer to Angreifen's CoH point, but so far not close enough. Troops falling back here to the old Rack room step on Osp. You can see that he's actually forced to move away from there if he wants to quickly out the Germans, can actually more easily secure it. So an interesting choice there made by Torano, but I don't think it's a bad one at all there. Quickly gains the local superiority, thusly winning the engagement faster. And sometimes you see players will just, not moving a unit just because they want to grab a point rather than just trying to win an actual engagement. In this regard, I do feel like Torano made the right decision because winning a fight faster efficiently can usually be a bit more, long-term worthwhile there, at least short-term. But we'll see. Fighting round here, Molotovs off here against Angreifen's full committees. Troops pushing forward. So there you go, flamethrowers up, making it much harder for Angreifen to sort of seek cover. And he's going for 5 full committees. That is a lot. Most likely means bad group headquarters, and doctrinally, Spec Up certainly looks like a natural choice here, since that means he could get a lot of infiltration tactics off. Far up north, Sturmpaniers repulsed by Torano's assault, swiftly and Sovietly. Truck on the way there. Ground being lost to the Marxists all across the front here. Could lay down some flares here and there, flare mines, and there you go, we got the Schwer Wehrmacht Liberty again. With all this infantry, in particular, seeing a lot of them that were deeply wounded, I'd say Battlegroup headquarters is more likely, I think, long term. They could go for the mechanized regiment and try and pull for loops, but with 5 full-scale squads on top of the Sturmpaniers, mechanized regiment just does not seem like it gels very well with the rest of the strategy. But I mean, I can't prevent him from doing it. I mean, nothing can, but you know, not advise it. Get another push for the curve point here. Angreifen sees once more that Torano leaves it exposed and heads for it again. Very good play here. Sturm Pioneer and the Fulton's popping up. You got Flames popping in. That's making much harder here for Angreifen back too close to the house here. It's going to suffer quite a bit of damage. Here, curve point rendered neutral once more, though Torano's counterattack is successful in driving off the Germans. Troops moving in here. Constant engineers hold up as the Fultons blast away. Bullets flying through the walls and the windows. Well, what remains of the windows anyways. Up here, folks are being finally overwhelmed here by Torano's conscripts. And there you go, troops moving about here. And we got shock rifle from Torano. A shocking choice, ladies and gentlemen. Torano is clearly not playing by the matter here. I mean, shock rifle. We'll have to see if he goes for any shock troopers. That would be a shocking choice. Good God. Shock troopers out. And certainly versus the heavy folks going to build, if you can use them correctly, that can actually be quite painful for Angreifen. But we'll have to see how it works out. But still, 4 conscripts into shock troopers versus the Oberkommando best. You do not see that very often. It'll be something to see if he goes to the KV-8, the IS-2, or what will happen here. Engineers force back. We could possibly see a wipe here. Then again, a lot of conscripts covering the retreat path. Make it much harder here for Angreifen to get a wipe. But yeah, ultimately forced away there. Pretty close shave though for Torano. He could try against some other units close to merge, but the problem is all his conscripts in such a poor state, he would have to sacrifice them. Got the shock troops out there with their PPSH-41 submachine guns, their body armor. And there you go, 3 full troops focusing down. They're not taking a lot of damage, and there you go, full troops, well, the shock troops block close, they're quickly doing a lot of damage. Tearing through the fascists. There you go, 1 squad pushed down and away. Down to just 2 men. Fulton is down to 3, but they ultimately do overcome, but the casualties were pretty high. Conscripts in the south routed here by the German Volksgrenadiers. Mein Gott, Fritz, yeah, they're using body armor. Yeah, why can't we get body armor? It's too heavy. And you know, it's metal and we're pretty short on such stuff. Yeah, I remember when they tried giving us wooden bullets. Yeah. Well, technically they did use wooden bullets, but that was just for training purposes. Fun fact. Points here being secured, sandbagging up again, very consistent with that sandbagging, but there you go, Torano strikes to the fuel point, shock troop was good to go. No, in this case he actually just merged with them. He doesn't particularly seem to figure much for the, grenade assault teams. We got Spec versus shock rifle, doesn't seem to figure much here about the body armor. Or at least just doesn't figure it's worth the extra manpower. So again, he just used the concept to emerge with them, getting back in the fight, point they're rendered neutral as well. Quick up close on the foot grenadiers, and there you go, forcing the weights, 4 kills, veterans who won. Striking hard. There we go, got a kill. 5 kills from Motherland. Big push here. Congratulations, Dimitri, you're a shock trooper. Does that mean I get body armor? Niet. But why? You're not worthy enough. I hate this. Fulton sending out flak half turn away the farm gun. There's only one way of trying to deal with the shock troopers. I mean, that's definitely not going to protect against a 2cm high explosive round. Technically, though, the actual body armor could only protect against a 9mm parabellum, also known as a pistol round, an MP40 round. Fun fact. Engineers moving out through here. There we go, ambushing the Fultons out in negative cover. Pretty bad state there. Grenade assault off. He's definitely using a lot of grenade assault. I mean, he has a lot of Fultons grenadiers. They're definitely one of the best units to do it. So, I mean, certainly have an impact there on Torano. At least helping to have an impact. Need to get those assault rifles in against those advancing shock troopers. Flak half tag almost done. Shocks are pulling him closer, but they are taking more and more damage. Doom pioneers might be forced to retreat in the south and the centre. Victory points being seized here by the Red Army. By the 22nd Tank Corps. We got smoke screens off it time to get closer. Very nice work there. Some players on using like trying to get machine guns, but in this case using to get close. In this case to be out to merge as well. Clever Torano, clever. Because they're being shredded by the shock troopers and wiped out. Certainly highlighting that while they don't see a lot of usage, they are pretty potent. And they're getting buffed in the Commander revamp, which might be a bit much, we'll see. Always shocked to their pushback. Flak half coming up here, 1 kill so far. Concentrating about in the negative cover. Back here we got take up there for Torano, very good. Some of the victory point being seized here by the Red Army. So, Petro, did you hear anything? Yes. Good. Good. Did you? Not yet, of course. Of course not. That's... I'm just asking for the hell of it, yes. Flak half-tech rolling about. The Angreifen there is playing aggressively. A few assault rifles being handed out. He should probably take out as fast as possible. He should consider some machine guns to back up his troops. A kidnappers though would also be quite helpful. Going for the cop one again. Hits the mine. Jürgen and Otto are gone. And there goes, it's about trying to destroy these huge lumps of hay to sort of clear lines of fire. T7 on the way there for Torano. Shock troopers by the Vilshanka already 13 kills. There's so far basically only one regular shock trooper left in that squad. The rest of them replaced by less than able conscripts. Conscripts is going to get another grenade assault. And go flak half-tech into the treating conscripts. T70 almost done. Shock troops moving in, mowing down the fascists in cold blood. There you go, T70 out here for Torano. Back here we got the clearing out for Angreifen, nothing further here. Carve point of fuel point secure once more, but still, both players have been somewhat aggressive rushing the fuel point, though I would say Angreifen's definitely the one who's been more successful at it compared to Torano, though he's certainly not trying to, you know, fall behind. There you go, another attempt this time, hold it by the flak half-track. Can he pop up a smoke grenade soon enough? Looks like he's not paying attention. Oh, there we go, smoke grenade off. And secures themselves so they can't be attacked around here. Troops getting off some hits on the T-7 with a cannon flying. First rocket flies right past it, getting the crew there. Quite a scare. Second one impacts. Another hit, then he could take out the T-70. Another hit, and T-70 goes up in flames. Quite a loss there for Torano. A sizable explosion, but he does run at the point neutral, buying himself and the Red Army more time to bring up the bigger tanks. More folks going in there for Angreifen, having suffered further casualties here to the Red Army. And engineers hold by the flak half-track, laying down one hell of a fire. Note this version, which Relic decided to choose, was actually, I believe, a field workshop version for the Hammergoing Luftwaffe Panzerdivision, or Fallschirmpanzerdivision. I think that was by the time in Italy, by the way. There were actually a lot of 251-17 half-track facsimile versions, but they did not have the ability to just throw down their sides. There was also some with a triple machine gun mount, basically using aircraft machine guns since they were basically replaced with something bigger, and so it could lay down some pretty vicious fire. Fun fact. Sicily on the way there for Torano to back up his infantry. We'll have to see if he tries to stall for the IS-2, is going to go for medium armor, or if he might play for the KV-8. Flak after going down, like not backing up. Here, big 2 points wise. Angreifen holding lead here versus Torano. Shock troopers moving the other way as they see their comrades being shredded by the flak half-track. Harassing the southern victory point there. Good play by Torano. Sis 3 moving up. There's a lot of infantry nearby, making it a bit hard to push straight for it. Down the point here. Counter engineers moving up into the Volksgrenadiers. And go field bombardment on the Volksgrenadiers, taking out a huge chunk of them. Grenade assault here did not, by the way, get found. I think he's anticipating them to run straight at them, but with a flamethrower they don't have to. They can just stand at max range and just, burn them. Still, consistent, very consistent rush on the fuel point there by Angreifen. Very much thumbs up there. Going for the light infantry gun, probably he'll deal with the field gun and, provide smoke perhaps himself. Being tired, it's only the Russians who throw down smoke. He wanted it himself. Oh, scheisse. Okay, we're almost taken out by these shock troopers. Fritz, you could say that was shocking. If you say makes that pan again, I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna blame it on the Russians. Mines down there. Shock troopers moving out. They're halfway to victory fleet. We got Constable Sturm Pioneer there. Line for gun almost down there for Angreifen. We got the Schwerpunch calls up here to defend the carve point and the field point at the same time. Bit risky, of course, if Torano pulls up the field gun and begin blasting away at it. But the enemy can out some armor and some orbital dart, and he should be in a good spot. But we see there, right now, it is very exposed. There's nothing really covering, and there's a field gun moving ahead for it. There's also a lot of infantry covering it up. So we'll have to see how this works out for Angreifen. I mean, theoretically, could have covered up a bit further here, which makes it a bit harder to get to, and in particular the field gun. Got line for gun firing down there, trying to silence that Soviet anti-tank weapon before it becomes a threat to the Schwerpanzer quarters. Sometimes one go for the orbital dart, and we got another T-70 for Torano. Interesting choice. He does not tag up, but at the same time does just stall for the IS-2 heavy tank here. We'll have to see what he's planning there. Angreifen's counter-attack though managed to reduce the third persons and thusly remove the threat here, the schwer-panzered quarters, which would definitely, I think, be Angreifen's primary concern here. Because losing that schwer-panzered quarters could be very well GG. But there you go, aggressive harassment up north, making good use of even Torano's big push. He doesn't lose sight of the bigger battle and actually goes a bit around in the north there. So good play there by Angreifen. Certainly a skill a lot of good players have. They can sort of focus on one engagement at the same time. Even as they focus on that one big engagement, they still remember to sneak some units around on the flanks, do some harassment, trying to take advantage of the opponent maybe focusing too much. So good play there by Angreifen. Very good skill to have. T-70 is heading out there, folks, retreating. We've got Orbison on the way. We'll have to see if it goes to the light machine gun or the assault rifles. Double T-70, in particular T-70 at this stage. I mean, he's seen the schwer-panzered quarters. I mean, a T-70 is honestly high risk here for Torano. I mean, if his opponent gets out a medium tank, that T-70 could be, well, less than stellar investment without, sufficient armor to back it up. I mean, how do you say some medium out on the field, then supporting with the T-70 is actually a pretty cool idea, because the T-70 is just extremely good versus infantry, but when there's potential of that being faced off against medium tanks, you do not have any of your own, it becomes more risk, in particular with all the harassment that Angreifen has successfully conducted against Torano there. In the southern point here, got the Orbison on out, and we got the infantry assault rifles up with the Vampire sight. Orbison there, halfway done with the infantry Sturmgewehrs, comes there taking damage. But also getting because when the Orbison done up close for Molotov. Up here, flak half attack. There's the shock troopers catching them. Still, one original shock trooper left in that squad. That guy has proven to be, well, pretty durable, mostly because it's the other guys dying. So, whenever they have to retreat, he is conveniently alive. Yuri, you're proving yourself to be a great survivor. Yes, it's not because the other guys are dying faster than me. It is sheer skill, comrades. Flak half attack with 7 kills. Back here healing reinforcement. Again merging. I mean, I'm kind of impressed again by just how Torano actually, consistently uses the merge. Oh, we got actual reinforcement this time. But he's actually been very consistent with his merge ability. And that's honestly, again, a very much, I would say, forgotten Soviet skill. Just using merge when necessary. It can really just save you a lot of manpower for different things. He might want to go, though, for a fuel cache. I mean, it would help him against harassment here from Angreifen a ton. But it might also help, the active plans in any bigger armor than T-70, either his tech or the IS-2. A fuel cache there could be a huge investment for Torano, but just simply for the ability to make it harder for Angreifen to consistently harass him, I think would do a lot there, because Angreifen will do some serious fuel damage to Torano for all this harassment. I mean, really thumbs up there to Angreifen. There you go, grenade assault, he actually emancipated him into the house, so almost got him fully there. Close one, but not quite. Now we got the shock troopers taking the retreat path there, and that could end up poorly here for the Fultz Grenadiers. Attempted grenade here on the retreat path. Close one, but not quite. We got the flak half take here for the rescue, but gets hit when under tank grenade. But we got assault rifles up here for the Orbison done, increasing their firepower by quite a bit at the short to medium range. Back here, troops reinforcing. Down the others on watch. And there we go, we got the Orbison opening up with the infantry assault rifles. Doing some damage. Note the infantry assault rifles, while of course having better damage close to mid-range compared to light machine gun, also ignore cover a bit. So that means they can be quite effective as dug-in units as well in that sense. Pier points being secured. Torano here using the church as an anchor point with a few infantry units in it. He could consider Maxim maybe, but even just a country squad's been a bit difficult there for Angreifen to meet the flash out. Looks like Angreifen is not playing for the Panther 4, but I'm thinking of Panther or Command Panther. T-70 pushing back like Kedner for here. Torano seems to be stalling here for the IS-2, in which case I'd strongly urge him out of the way of the fuel cache. Again, partly just for the direct harassment, but also just to help him get to the bloody tank faster. Because all that harassment on Angreifen really has not done Torano a lot of favours in that department. In the south, fortunately, they could hit the victory point. Victory point wise, so Torano's been able to close the gap here between him and the fascist bastard Angreifen. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Lots of manpower being floated. Shock troopers counter-attacking here. Going up with their submachine guns. Their wrath. There you go, shock and court negative cover doesn't retreat soon. It could be a wipe. It could be a wipe. Oh! Nice grenade on the retreat. Path as well gets the full wipe there. Good move. Angreifen wasn't quite paying attention there, and he got punished hard by Torano. 18 kills. Close to veterinary 3. Another strong power squad for Angreifen to help repair his stuff, obviously. Cancelling go for the Command Panther, so it looks like that's what he's playing for, not just a regular Panther, which would be up faster, but obviously with the fuel that he has, I mean, I guess he could get away with it, but of course it does still give Torano more time, though it does help Torano is not himself building any caches, trying to catch up. Though he is going for a maximum to help try and contain Angreifen's infantry a bit more, which is definitely a good choice. T-Sim being used to grab points, also a good skill, also a valuable skill, also an overlooked skill. Torano here definitely, I think, showing himself off as a skill to player. Also on there, we got grenade assault off from them as well. Splitting up the rations, possibly getting some free hits. Got Silly Fire ringing down. Need to retreat 2 and the being simply overwhelmed. Get grenade assault off here again, almost getting the conscript squad. But forced to retreat as well. Flank half tank planning coming fight, though it is half health itself. A bit risky here. And up north, T-70's got the point, but Sim forgotten about everything else. And now the Command Panther is available for Angreifen. Torano getting ever slow to closer to the IS-2. Fuel cache would still be great, and apparently someone's having an epileptic seizure at the worst time possible. That was a really poor case of a mistimed Macarena. Anyways, Volkswagen engineers there. Field gun there almost done for Torano. That's definitely a sign there for the IS-2 stall then. Medium armor is not going to be happening, which certainly means the KB8 looks a lot less likely to happen. So he's going to be pushing for the IS-2 plus the Angreifen's Command Panther. Sturm Panther in the center, but they're about to get possibly wiped out with the shock troopers again. And there you go, flank half track to the rescue. Panther getting flanked with the field gun. We got a big engagement here for lots of folks with the conscripts. Panther falling back here for repairs, very good. Grenade assault once more, very cheap. So, I mean, if a player goes forward, he's very like just keeping on throwing it left, right, and center because, you know, at some point, you know, it's gonna hit something and gonna murder something, and that's basically what they're banking for at 15 munitions a pop. But there you go, Torano responsive with incendiary artillery, something a bit bigger than a grenade assault. Sandbags being dug in here behind the trees. Panther could still do with some light repairs. Orbital hardened, good to go. Could strike northwards, of course the maximum is there, so he's going to need some artillery to flush it out. He does have the artillery. I mean, lay down the smokes and then pop close for the grenade, sort and flush it out. That could all work out well. There's some of that though. Oh, Shocks with catching the Kedden now for 20 kills and almost gets it. Close but not quite. Shock to a push, they're not quite working out the way he wanted to, still gets a few field gun crew members, or light infantry gun members. In the southern point here with the Folks Grenadiers. Light infantry gun continues to blast away, they're very close to Veteran C2. Merging with the field gun crew. In fact, merging with the field gun crews, very nice work there. That way he doesn't have to pull back the field guns to keep them at full strength. And finally, Torano's able to go for the IS-2. Actually not too delayed, to be honest, by most standards. 23-24 minutes is actually reasonable time here for a heavy tank, so despite all of the harassment there from Angreifen, it didn't matter too much. So now the same things got a bit more challenging here for Angreifen. Now just needs to destroy the field gun because I don't think he can get his hands on it, in which case he needs to deny it to Torano. Obviously Torano is less than keen on that happening, so he's bringing up the IS-2 here to threaten Angreifen to blast him out of the way. Oh, second field gun wiped as well. Looks like the infantry gun landed it one hell of a hit there. Close to getting the field gun. There we go. Nice hit. Bit of loss there, of course, for Torano. If he also loses access to the other field gun, that would be quite critical. That'd be a lot of manpower gone for Torano, and of course a lot of anti-tank assets, meaning pretty much everything would then rest upon the IS-2, which of course means he could be in a lot of trouble. And so it would have less room for error. Oh dear, trying to creep ahead. Instead it's going to move straight to the IS-2 at point blank range. 9, and there you go, half the crew gone. A rather than fortunate drill here for Angreifen. Field gun recruit, a Kednefer wiped. Grenade off. Obviously they need to retreat schnell. And like Kedner, they get stolen. Bad news there for Angreifen. Really bad news. Panther going for the R2, takes it from the field gun, easily penetrating the Panther's 80mm of armor. Another hit in the R2, we got by their marked vehicle, putting him down, coordinate fire down to less than half health. Good work here. Still needs to be mindful and be careful, he doesn't make any mistakes. If that Panther gets stuck somehow, that could be a lot of trouble. There goes, decides to fall back. In this case, almost got the T-70, lost another Fulton squad here, and going to bleed out quite severely. Got the T-70, oh, close to mine there, close to mine. There go for more shots here. Panther forced away, I imagine. Northern point there still pretty much Torano's. Angreifen not shown any greater desire to clear them out there. We got more Fullskandies, not say an attempt at more Obersoldaten. And now of course Torano needs to fix up that IS-2 as fast as possible. Similarly, Angreifen needs to get that Panther running as well swiftly, but Stiampani's aren't quite ready. So we'll have to see what Angreifen goes for next. Will it be a Panzer IV? Or will it be a regular Panther? Will it be a Jagdpanzer? Cancels the Fultkanis for another Kedner. I need to be careful not to lose that one as well here. Two Torano, and there goes straight into the Maxim. Could pass from okay with a flat cap attack coming up. The infantry's advancing. There you go. Does it. Nice move there. Few players consider using this smoke from many vehicles like this to create a smoke in there to support infantry. Of course, a bit more tricky to do, but done correctly can allow troops to get close here. Bomb grenade off. I might actually just go for blend curve as more. Oh, never mind. He just spades him up, just threatening to throw the grenade. Well played there by Angreifen. And there you go, catching the Max in a pretty bad state. Forcing an easy retreat here. Nicely done there by Angreifen, and there you go, more grenade assault. Immer mehr Granaten. In the south there, big push here. Torano troop charging in there, flak up, setting up. Will be in time here. Gotta get close enough to get out into tank grenade field. Just been there, I could also threaten it. Constantly being artfully obliterated. Artillery fire rain down as well. Panther good to go. IS-2 up north here, pursuing the Obersoldaten, forcing a retreat here. Small chance of a wipe here. Seemingly not happening. Shock switching onwards there. 32 kills. Wipes the second Kedner here. The Angreifen has really bad news. Shock troopers though dying out. There you go. Flak half tracking up, but it's close to death. Going up here for an anti-tank grenade. Pops through the smoke and destroys Angreifen's flak half track. Pretty heavy losses here. Pretty heavy losses. Panther going for the IS-2. Got coordinate if I get in the IS-2 though up this close. He might be losing some of his advantage, which of course includes better penetration. But also just, you know, his range, which is really one advantage of the Panthers or the IS-2. The Panther just enjoys better range. My apology, that's the Steam friends list crashing for the umpteenth time. Basically after that huge sort of Steam friends list update, whatever it does, it constantly crashes and it basically forces you out. Just all taps you out, the bloody bastards. Comes to the catching the Panther in pretty bad state. Ooh, flank hit. Really bad here for Angreifen. Really bad. Lands on there, eventually two Panther being flanked by the IS-2. Shot fire. Missed. Another hit there on the Panther. Very poor state, but there he goes, pulling back the IS-2. Looks like Angreifen is planning for a second Panther, the way he's saving up resources, not going for a Panzer IV here, or Jagdpanzer. Oh, he does go for the Jagdpanzer. He does go for the Jagdpanzer. I spoke too soon. I spoke much too soon. But he needs to get that Panther out of there now. He cannot afford to even taking pot shots here with the IS-2 because one good hit on the Panther now and that thing is going to be in flames. That'd be a particularly big shame because it's very close to it to being a bit harder to kill for Torano. The situation is starting to look a bit grim here for the German army. Jagdpanzer halfway done. Sturmpanzer getting to work down the Panther. IS-2 rolling ahead. Almost got the line for gun. There we go. Down it goes, and he secures himself another Kedner for depriving Angreifen of another anti-tank, and of course disposing his own assets, making much out of Angreifen to use any armor versus Torano. This is starting to look really bad. We got the Jagdpanzer out here for Angreifen for the German army. 32 kills there. Pretty good, pretty good. Panther almost fixed. Troops moving here towards the centre. Southern victory point being lost here to Torano and Angreifen. Jack Panther on that. There we go. Caught in fire here. Goes for the IS-2. All of a sudden being suppressed, being murdered there out in the open. Yak Panther almost got the IS-2. Needs to be careful, doesn't extend though. A lot of anti-tank weapons about. They're now into Torano's hands. And one mistake he could cost on the Yak Panther, which I think would be critical, pushing in the Panther. All of a sudden not retreating. Scheiße. And go huge swarm of infantry, which Angreifen infantry cannot, or Hammer can't push through. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of infantry, can't push through with that anyways. Grab the centre victory point, but he's lost the southern one, and the northern one he's not really within his grasp either. Going for more full grenadiers. Troops setting out in the south. They're heading off ground the point there as well. We got Fulton being swept in, and we got engineers on the way for Torano to help repair his IS-2, which has certainly seen quite a bit of damage. He could also consider taking up, maybe. Unfortunately for him, he was trying to predict whether the Kedron was going to figure to go through here, but actually went there, basically wasting the grenade assault. Bit of a shame there. Bit of a shame there. Go smoke grenade off. Grenade assault off here, but easily dodged here. Did not run in a straight line. Torano, of course, saw straight for Angreifen there. He read him like a picture book for children. Shock him up closer to the Fulton, the assault to help this. Oh, Fulton is out. These shock troops still are able to lay down a lot of firepower there. Panther to the rescue, though. Or is it the rescue? Oh dear. Shock was there down to one man. Looks like what the grenade killed one of their own. Betching 2 gaining the Panther. Shuts him up, but there you go. Taking heavy damage with the field gun and the Raketenwerfer. Morbison on the way there for Angreifen. Jack Panther hanging back, not supporting. He should probably get close to the front line in case the IS-2 attacks again. $263 versus 256. To treat those Obersoldaten would be pretty grim if we were to lose them. Not that the situation is looking amazing, but it would not get any more amazing by losing them, that's for sure. There we go, Torano's IS-2 sets out once more for the motherland. IS-2 rolling out straight past the mines. Lots of mines, in fact, from Torano. Lots of mines. Well played there. It makes it much harder for Angreifen to just push through. He needs to be much more careful. He needs to be, you know, a bit more aware of what Torano is up to. But you could also just try and make a northern swing that as he attacks up through here, hits the point here because there's no mines here, and then sort of swing through here. Could possibly catch Torano a bit off guard. Whereas he's going to attack now straight into a prepared position with mines, sandbags, field guns overlapping each other. I mean, this is just a head-on assault. Is going to be quite costly for Angreifen. Absolutely. Panther almost good to go. Looks like he's making the northern swing. Very good. We can see that Torano's beginning to dispatch troops up northwards, realising their northern flank is actually a bit of a weak point that could potentially be exploited by Angreifen. Well, no armoured support here. His cavalry's moving the Obersoldaten now. Ends up retreating them pretty fast there. Panther moving out. Yak Panther still hanging back. Trying to perhaps realising that Angreifen make a big move up north, and there you go. Quickly popping to the church with the Obersoldaten. Grenade. Ooh, gets half the Obersoldaten squad, almost takes out the entire unit. Need to retreat here pretty fast. Got the outswing there, go flanking with the Panther. The Yak Panther one shot penetrates, the other failed. Panther takes a hit here from the IS-2. Coordinate far from the IS-2 again. We got troops being rushed forward and tank weapons as well. He needs to be careful. Church occupied now with the Russians, denying here safe spot for Angreifen. Seen ahead here, Command Panther there. Betchy 2 halfway to Betchy 3. Yak Panther supporting as well, taking heavy damage here. Panther almost down. Almost got the IS-2 as well, but the resources Torano has, he could probably get away with replacing it. Unit wiped up north. Shocked was finally bit the dust here. Small victory. Command Panther taking a very extended route through the south. Yak Panther down. The IS-2 actually lives. And oh dear, he tries to get away with the Panther's going to restrain to the IS-2. Ah, 9. And the Command Panther is down. A crushing blow here to Angreifen. Leaving, I think, now without any serious choice there to deal with the I is 2 here with Torano has on the field, and there you go, GG, game over. Loss for Angreifen, a brutal fight here with some excellent play there by Torano. Good use of the shock troopers, merge, mines, and overall I think most of the docks, and he could have possibly ticked up, but either way I think he meant to do well there despite Angreifen's aggressive harassment at the cutoff point. Angreifen I think had been more focused in the north at times. It did feel like he sort of forgot about certain parts of the map, but could have gained a bit of a resource edge further. I think there was a Torano, and I'm not entirely sure if the Command Panther really was the best choice. If a regular Panther would not have been better, maybe just a bunch of Panther 4s. And he certainly also, I think, made some mistakes with the Kedma. He ended up giving out 2 to Torano, which I think proved to be absolutely critical and really just gave Torano a very strong anti-tank punch, which made it very difficult for Angreifen to move about his tanks freely. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Spread the news to the world. If you like what I do, you can also, send a replay of your own. Links are in the video description, or email is in the video description. You can also find a link to where you can pledge on Patreon or donate via PayPal, which helps me out a ton to do consider. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another sunny episode. Bye.